from EasyFX Code Training System, and it is Thursday, 5th of September 2019, and it's just after 1 p.m. Local Singapore time. And we'll take a look at the daily and intraday analysis of the Euro, cable, and the Aussie dollar. Start with the Euro. And yesterday, the Euro rebounded nicely after a bullish hammer that closed on the Tuesday and climbed all the way to hit the weekly pivot at 110.39. We switch to the 4-hour time frame. It's also just below the weekly pivot is the 4-hour 55 EMA in purple here. So it climbed all the way through the previous support zone and to recover above the 110 level again. This was in response to some good news from the Italian coalition government that has just been formed, and there was some positive news there. However, this could be a limited upside, so the Eurozone still needs to have basically good economic outlook. Otherwise, it's still facing some lackluster growth. So it could try to climb up just to retest this previous swing low here, just below the monthly pivot. So we'll see whether it's able to hit this resistance zone by the end of this week. Okay, then let's move on to the cable. And the cable had a nice rally after a strong rebound, and after another bullish hammer as well on the Tuesday, it continued higher to break through the weekly pivot and to hit the 138 Fibonacci level at 122.50 area. So after a poor start at the beginning of the week with lower than expected manufacturing PMIs, the main trigger of this rebound was basically the UK politics, where a possible no-deal Brexit has been could have been averted now, because the Parliament has voted and passed a bill, second stage, to prevent a no-deal Brexit, so that if no deal is in place by the 14th of October, then it will trigger a request for an extension for the Brexit to push out the date by another 3 months till January of next year. So this is basically Parliament taking over control from the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who has been using this strategy to try to limit the time so that he can work out a deal with the European Council, which is also a risky strategy. So to avoid any possibility of a no-deal Brexit, the MPs and Parliament managed to outvote the Conservative Party and have managed to pass through the bill thus far. So it still needs to go through a final stage to get the bill passed, but it looks quite likely at the moment. And proposal by Boris Johnson to hold a general election has also been turned down by the opposition, and in case there's any opportunity by Boris Johnson to take back control and to prevent the extension of the Brexit date. Wriggling in UK politics, so it's highly volatile. If we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, this was the earlier rebound on Tuesday when the majority from the Conservative Party was removed, when some of the rebels from the party has highlighted that they would take the other side to vote for the bill. And it has since climbed all the way back up above the monthly pivot and right to the 138 Fibonacci level. So there's still a couple more days left, and we'll see what else it may bring, and we'll see whether there's opportunity for a retest of the weekly pivot and then a continuation move, at least back up to the daily 55 EMA, and at best back up to the previous resistance level here now at the weekly R2. So, but at the daily 55 EMA, that's already crossing over 123. So that could be a potential target and potential high for the week. All right. So meanwhile, all the three PMIs from UK were all lower than expected, but politics has overshadowed those poor figures. Let's move on to the Aussie dollar. And on Tuesday, the RBA left rates unchanged, and they wanted to monitor the progress of unemployment and as well as inflation figures since cutting rates in July. So it has managed to recover and retested the monthly pivot, and finally went through all the way to retest the 0.6800 level. And today it has climbed a bit higher with slightly better than expected trade balance figures. Yesterday the GDP figures was neutral, so all in all it was not as bad as expected, and it has managed to rebound with the back of any lack of poor news. So the Aussie dollar has recovered nicely and climbed back up above the 0.68 level. We'll see whether it can retest the swing low at this 100 Fib and just at the weekly R2 pivot level. This would potentially be a resistance zone up here. Now all eyes now will focus on the US non-farm payroll report coming out Friday night, tomorrow night, and all these major currencies will be exposed to those results as well, and we'll see whether this support will hold for the Aussie dollar here at the 0.68 level. Alright, so meanwhile, have a good trading week and cheers.